All right.
Oh,
should
we're
we
live.
Yeah.
Sidebar comedy.
Yay.
Tuesday night.
Yay.
I'm Wild Joe. We've got a full house. All of our 9 squares are filled. Like the Brady Bunch or like the Hollywood squares or I don't know. Anyway, we've got Carol Newell working our tech up and running. And Mista See, our MC, never missed a show.
Nice.
Best hype man I've ever met. All right. So
you ready? Ready for the song?
Let's play our theme song. Yeah, by the late and great
Yay.
GT, about getting out there to the dive bars, doing some comedy, which I hear some bars are going to be opening up soon. So we'll be out there before you know it.
Yeah.
I wake up when the sun goes down. I wake up when the sun goes down. I wanna do some comedy. I wanna do some comedy. At a dive bar, at a dive bar, at a dive bar, at a dive bar. I can't say what I wanna say. I can't say what I wanna say. Nonsense. Dive bar comedy. Dive bar comedy. Dirty, bad, nasty 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 comedy. Dive bar comedy.
Yeah.
Woo!
The end was impressive.
It's like a Mista See note. Long note. That's the kind of notes Mista See likes to do in his intros. All right, let's get around and say hi to our comics. I'm just going to introduce everybody real quick, and then we'll get into some interviews, find out where you guys are from and what you guys have been doing. So first I'll say hi to Helaine Witt.
Hi.
Welcome to the show. First timer.
Thank you.
All right. I like your bar. You got yourself all set up. So you did it. All right. Who else we got? Dan Pena.
Pew, pew, pew.
Dan Pena, you got your headphones. You look like a regular Zoom expert there.
I'm trying my best in this post-apocalyptic world, you know?
Yeah. Yep. All right. Welcome. We've got Rachel Fogletto.
Hey, what's up?
She's got her bar.
Yeah,
it's like
a real bar in my house, but not in the room I'm in, so it's still an illusion.
Interesting. Wow, I like that. All right. We've got the Yardley twins, Jake and Alex Yardley.
Hello. What's going on?
Okay, are you guys, let's make sure we know which is which. Who's Jake?
That's
All
me.
right, we're doing it.
Oh, yeah,
That's
yeah.
your name, and that's you.
Yeah.
We're doing it left to right.
Yeah.
And then Alex is wearing the glasses.
yeah.
Perfect.
There we go.
You guys orient yourself, you know, to match your names left to right, because that's smart.
Trying to help.
We should
Trying to
do
help.
Jake Yardley Alex next time. Is
Yeah.
what we should do.
And just throw everybody off. But, welcome back to the show. It's been a while. Good to see you guys.
Thank you so much.
And yeah, we've got Brian Wohl
Hey, good to see you.
looking sharp. Everybody looks sharp. Everybody's got their bars going. Oh, and Bear Badeaux.
What's up, Joe? Good to see you.
You too. Your audio's a little sketchy. I don't know if it might be your
sounding a little weird?
it's a little robotic. It might be your computer internet connection or who knows, but we can hear you. You just sound like you're from like a 1970s telephone or something like that.
Does that sound better or worse?
Better,
Clear.
much better.
All right. That's
All
so
right.
weird. Headphones are a bad idea then.
I guess those headphones, they're not Beats by Dre. So
They're Beats by Walmart.
and then Mista See, very chill and relaxed. So Mista See, how'd you like our talk last night? We tried out that new app, Clubhouse, new to me. You invited me. That was fun. What'd you think of that?
I liked it. It was fun and whatnot. Good swoozing around, talking, socializing, got to warm up a little jokes and stuff and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, I'm sure we're going to expand out and do a lot more stuff with it. As mentioned, I can give out intellectual property. Well, I can't give out legal advice, so I'm not a lawyer, so never mind. But I can answer questions and whatnot. It was really fun. Whatnot. I can't wait to do it again next week. I'm liking it.
Yeah, and we don't have to put on makeup for the ladies out there. It's just audio only, which is how we started the Sidebar Comedy Podcast. And we did a little tiny bit of stand-up, but mostly just a lot of just talking and joking around. So it was fun. So check it out. If you're on the Clubhouse app, if you want to get on the Clubhouse app and you have an iPhone, write to me and I'll try to invite you or find somebody that can invite you because there are limited invites available. All right. Carol, how's
Yes, ma'am.
How's the real life? How's real life? You're the only person I know who's out there on the scene like 3 nights or more every week.
I have 7 shows a week right now. 7.
But how many are real life and how many are virtual?
2 Zoom, your show and my show. That's the only Zooms. And then I have 2 shows on
5.
Saturday. And then I have
5
Monday,
real shows.
Wednesday, Thursday, and 2 on Saturday. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
And are you hosting all the shows? Are you the one that brings up all the comics and you're booking them all too?
Booking,
You're a hardworking
hosting,
lady.
producing. Yep.
Wow.
And then this coming Saturday night, Carpool Comedy at the NoHo Diner. It's a live show with comedians on the back of a pickup truck. Come and see me at the World's Best Laugh or on Instagram at carpool_comedy for tickets, which are only $25. You can roll up in your car and listen to it over the FM radio, and it's really a lot of fun. So Saturday, NoHo Diner.
So Saturday you have 2 shows though, because you have your park show.
I do Pan
and the
Pacific
Pan
Park in the
Pacific Park.
afternoon. Yep.
What neighborhood is that?
It's near Beverly and Fairfax, next to the Grove.
That's very central.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
It's a beautiful outdoor amphitheater with plenty of seating, very socially distant. Rows are 6 feet apart. Mr. See did my show a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I see your lineups. You have a lot of great comics, and it'd be funny. It'd be even fun for me to just go to a show sometimes, especially in the daytime.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's easy to get around in the daytime.
Yeah, you can take the kids over to the park and let them play on the playground, and then
fun. Oh, fun. Well, cool. Well, if people want to find you and see your show schedule, you're at the World's Best Laugh on
Facebook and on Instagram. Yep.
The World's Best Laugh, and you do have a great laugh. So this is great. All right. Let's see. Helaine Witt, you
yes.
You listened in on our Clubhouse talk. You're almost there, but
I fell asleep. It was New York time, like 11:30, and I woke up this morning. I went, wow, I missed after you were talking about the passing gas. I was out of it. I came into that part, and then I left. I fell asleep. It was 3 hours later for me.
Oh my gosh. So you're in New York City right now? Where are you?
Yeah, and I woke up and it was still on, and I said I missed that whole show 8 hours ago.
Oh my. Yeah, I could see you were muted the whole time, and you said you're having a hard time finding the unmute button.
I didn't even want to join Clubhouse because you put your phone number first thing, and I got skeptical. But then when you asked me for my phone number, I changed my attitude.
They don't give out your phone number. I guess it's because they want you to be really friends before they connect you. And then they show you which of your contacts out of your phone you should invite because they have the most friends on Clubhouse. So I got to find out who's the most popular people in my phone. And it was a surprise. It was,
Doesn't that sound like
not the people I would expect? It was Paul Green. It was Paul Green, the very most popular. I have like at least 1,000 or more contacts. It was Paul Green #1, and then my boob job surgeon was #2 from back in 2001. But I guess
Paul Green knows a lot of people. Paul Green gets
but he doesn't have an iPhone. So
really? Wow.
He can't join. He's an Android guy.
He's
like in the same boat as Carol. Carol would be great, but she couldn't join.
Nope.
Aw.
Android.
Oh well. They'll develop it soon. Don't worry.
all
We'll all be together again.
together now. All together
So,
now.
Helaine, you live in New York City. You've been doing comedy in New York City before the shutdown, or?
Yeah, I could tell you I started in the 80s in San Francisco. I was walking down the street one day. I was living there, and this Barker asked me to come in. I knew nothing about comedy. It turned out Robin Williams used to come there because he was going back and forth from the John Belushi trial. He was there when he died, so he was part of the trial. So he would come into the bar. He ended up buying it. It was called the Holy City Zoo. And a lot of people started there, Dana Carvey, Kevin Meaney, Kevin Nealon, and they all used to have shows, and I'd go to the open mics. And then I moved back, I took classes, and then they told me how to send jokes. So I sent Joan Rivers some jokes. So she told some of my jokes on the Johnny Carson show, which was my, ultimate, when I got a pink envelope in the mail, and, she told my jokes. I have it on film, on VHS.
There's a great documentary about Joan Rivers, and she shows like her files of,
yes,
they're like 3x5 cards that she wrote all her jokes on, A to Z, and for any topic under the sun, you name it, you look up C, and there's like Jimmy Carter jokes and whatever. And she did this other show. I think this might have been a different special I watched, but it was in the 80s, I believe. And she just got on stage and asked the audience to basically pick a topic, and they would just yell out like, "How was your plane ride over here?" She's like, "Oh, the airplane." And she would launch into a bit about anything they said because she was so prepared. She had jokes memorized for every topic under the sun, A to Z. It was really amazing to see her work.
That's cool.
Her work ethic. And if her calendar started to get a little low, she was getting depressed. She wanted to be working every single night.
That's what that movie was about. Yeah. And towards the end of her life, I used to go see her. She wrote some books. So I'd go to Barnes and Noble, and her people knew me. And, I reminded her that I sold her, I wrote some jokes for her, and I'd slip her a little note. Why don't you add this to this? And she was always very nice. And I saw her kind of towards the end of her life. She was signing books, and she performed. And she was always very nice. I didn't know her that well, but she was always very nice. And one day she said, "Nice sweater." And I went, "Oh my God, on the Fashion Police, how she tears people apart." She said I had a nice sweater. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, no, she's one of my comedy idols, and just really, really amazing. Well, that's great. So do you remember any of the jokes that she
totally.
said
I remember them. I even put them on Facebook from time to time. I know two of them ones. I'm not allowed to say the ones that I signed 8-page contract.
Okay.
Died, but her lawyer's not dead. That's one of my jokes. But you know what I mean? Like, you signed a contract that you don't own the joke anymor. But because
so you're not allowed to tell.
Because she told it on Johnny Carson, now I can say it, but the other 7 I don't say.
Okay.
But anyway, you really want to hear them? I'll tell you them.
Yeah, tell us one.
You live in LA, some of you live in LA. So one of the jokes was, statistically, 10 out of 10 marriages end in divorce in LA. So I put my money in the Infidelity Savings Bank, something like that. It's Fidelity Savings Bank.
Yeah.
And the other one, it was Income Tax Day, and the song by Olivia Newton-John, "Let's Get Physical," that was popular then. So she comes out, and it was Income Tax Day. She says, "My accountant's dancing around the office going, 'Let's get fiscal,' like fiscal year." And then she said it 3 times. She went, "Let's get fiscal." She got mad at the audience, I guess, because they didn't laugh as much. So she said it 3 times. So I have that on video. I'm very proud of it. I have framed, when she sent me a letter, and her people wrote me a letter, which I have framed on the wall. It says, "We found these jokes behind our file cabinet when we moved offices."
Aww.
So they were just sitting there and nobody ever saw them.
So you got some financial pun jokes you got out there. I like that. Well, that's awesome. Well, what a great history. Well, welcome to our show. I can't wait to hear your set. It's your first time on, and I'm excited to have you. Thanks for staying up late.
Thank you for having me and listening.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Dan Pena.
What up?
What's going on? What have you been up to during these lonely months?
Oh, video games. That's it. That's video games. Like,
Is it at least is it multiplayer video games where you're interacting with people?
That's what's
Not
even sadder. It's just been PvE, which is like player versus environment, or the video game, if you will.
Right.
I've been playing this series called the Dark Souls series. And I'm one of the lucky ones that was able to finagle into getting a PS5. And so I'm currently about to beat this game called Demon Souls. Ooh. And it has consumed my life. I have until
Are you
this
having
night.
nightmares? It sounds like a dark Demon Souls. It seems like you've
Not in the
nightmares.
least. Not in the least. It's kiddie stuff. This is child's play.
I wouldn't let my child play Demon Souls, but okay.
Your kids are missing out. There's demons that need to be slayed out there. They're not going to slay themselves.
So you say you're one of the lucky ones to get the PS5. Why is it so hard to get?
I guess like the computer chips are hard to come by because they produced so few of them in Asia because of COVID. And so it's like every company for themselves to get these. I kind of like downloaded some apps on my phone that would let me know when the shipments would be coming in certain companies. And then as soon as I got the notification, I would like jump on it. And at one point I had like 6 PS5s that were supposed to come my way, but I'm not an asshole and didn't want to like purchase all of them and then resell them for like a huge profit.
Why? Okay, you're not an asshole.
I can get money other ways, people will always want drugs, so those are always in demand. But I just know how hard it is to like come by a PS5. So I just deleted like the other 5 from my cart. So that way some poor soul could get the PS5, but probably they went to bots that did the same thing that I did and tried.
What a humanitarian you are, Dan Pena.
I just try to be, a good Samaritan when I can be, you can.
So what about stand-up? You doing any shows, or how's that been going?
I am. In fact, I have a new show coming up. I'm doing a minimum 20-minute show in Houston. And you guys are actually the first ones to know this, aside from my girlfriend. But yeah, it looks like March 27th, we will be doing a benefit to save the River Oaks Theater in Houston, Texas. And so I have been booked, and so I'll be rubbing elbows with the mayor and all that other stuff. And I'm sad that JJ Watt won't be there anymore, but what can you do? What can you do? They said they reached out to Lizzo and she said no. And so
Well, they got Dan Pena instead.
Yeah, a poor man's Lizzo. A poor man's Lizzo.
Wow.
So, yeah, I'm excited about it.
You're a humanitarian. You're saving a theater. Is that what it is?
Yeah. It's either that or demon souls, So
you're saving demon souls. Or slaying demon souls. You're giving away all your possible profits.
Joe, I'm just a man. I'm just a man. You don't have to. But I will let you erect a statue in my honor. That's fine. That's okay.
You just said the word erect. All right, I better move on to the next person before I get too excited. Okay, Dan, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
All right, Rachel Fogletto.
Hey.
In the home bar, but in the other room.
Yeah, well, this bar is where I was last night when I was talking to you. So
why did you move to a different room and then project the other room?
Well, this is usually my background. I'm in my bedroom, but it was audio, so I could walk around in my living room. This is in my living room, what you're seeing. So
you don't want to sit in your living room and do a show.
I can't. Well, I can't. I have a roommate, and he's always like playing video games with a headset, and he's yelling, and then I'd be yelling, and it's like a whole thing.
Yeah, no, if this virtual background ever just dropped for some reason, it would ruin the whole illusion for me because, like I said, I'm in my bathroom. So,
we're all liars. Just pretending to be different in different rooms, tricking.
But my bathroom's a lot cleaner than a dive bar bathroom, so, It should be anyway. I have a housekeeper. I have this new housekeeper who she's come about 4 times. She's really nice, but her cleaning is and I feel bad. Now I don't really want to fire her because she's working so hard that she's grunting and groaning. Like I can tell she's working really hard and she's willing to come back even though my place is completely destroyed by the babies every week.
What if that's her whole hustle though? What if like she's just doing like a mediocre
like a
job so
fake
people feel bad for her? Like,
and
like,
oh, she comes for 8 hours.
Like a fake orgasm.
She comes for 8 hours once a week. It's like a whole day. Doesn't take any breaks. Doesn't eat or drink or she just works. I hear her grunting in there. But then I look and it's like, oh, you didn't clean the oven. Oh, there's a brown ring around the toilet. Oh, you left all these hairs here. You know, I mean, kind of like meh. She puts the kids' toys away, but they're all mixed. Like no organization. But I feel bad to fire her. I don't know. It's only been like 4 times, but I already feel like
bitch.
That's a lot.
I know. It's hard.
I mean,
it's hard to find a good one.
I understand. Like I have been in many a toxic relationship, so I imagine it's the same thing. Like you just don't know how to.
Yeah. And then she started telling me her life story recently, and like she's like.
I think it's a scam.
She has like a finance degree and she used to teach tennis and she's a widow and you know, I don't know. She
finance degree. Finance degree. She knows what she knows.
And yeah, and I'm like, maybe that's why I like her personally. She's a likable person, but maybe that's why she's not the best housekeeper because she's not committed to her craft.
Hey, you know, is she giving you something though? Like if you're getting like something out of it, like, you know, emotional support, whatever, like
I'm not afraid, I'm not afraid she'll steal. That's a big thing. You know, when somebody comes into your house, you want to make sure they're not like trying to, you know, they start going through your closets and all kinds of places cleaning. You don't know what they're doing. They could be, you know, stealing rings or who knows. But
well, and how is it she has a finance degree, but she's having to resort to cleaning houses? Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know.
I have a master's degree in social work, and look where I am. So you really can't. You really can't. Sometimes you don't know what's going to happen in life.
She's a widow of like an active duty veteran, and so she said she has all this money in like benefits for her and her children, and that her current boyfriend always wants her to like save every dime, but she's like, I don't even need money. Like she acts like she's fine. Maybe she's just doing this to
get out
make
of the
her
house.
boyfriend happy. He drops her off and picks her up every time. I don't know.
This sounds like a tiring, like an emotionally tiring person. I already feel like
she
I
was
know
folding my laundry and
so
she was
much
telling
information.
me, like, everything last time. So
yeah, that's why I got a degree in social work, is because people like that like to talk to me about their life, and I will usually listen, but sometimes you gotta just be like, hey, like who's the counselor here? Is it you? It sounds like it's almost like, I don't know, given.
But then once you get to know the person, you feel worse to fire them because now you know.
I think like that's her bit. Connection. That's her thing. Some people
probably
do
that. The grunting, the revealing personal things. Yeah, it could be her thing.
Because now I'm very like skeptical whenever somebody tells me too much information. I'll listen, but in my brain I'm like, why are they telling me this? Like, what is your end game here? Like, what do you want? Why do you want me to know this about you?
You're cynical. You're a cynical person.
Some people just have diarrhea of the mouth.
Which I relate to as well, ADD. So I totally relate to oversharing, like I get it, but there's a way, you know, to like drop those little like, yeah, and then all of a sudden like my ex set my house on fire. You know, it was crazy, but like it's fine anyway. Like, where do you put the peanut butter again? I don't remember.
Oh man, Rachel, you're on the East Coast too. You're Jersey,
Philly, close enough.
Philly, okay.
Same difference. Philly.
Oh, not the same difference.
Right.
I've lived equal parts Jersey, Philly in my life at this point. I've spent equal time in both places, so I feel like it's similar.
Is anything opening back up there? Are you able to go to any real comedy shows?
Yeah, it's been slowly opening here. Like we sort of opened in the fall and then shut down, and then since like the end of January, it's been slowly relaxing. So yeah, I've been fortunate enough to be able to perform here and there, not at the same rate, but got my first, and this is not like a weird brag. I don't care. Like I'm not proving anything. But I'm saying I will be fully vaccinated mid-April. If anybody's booking, I'm gonna be out here vaccinated. So just that's the only reason. Just safety, letting you know. Full disclosure.
Yeah, only vaccinated people are allowed to hang out after all this. They say they're starting to relax the rules. Are like, if you're all vaccinated, then okay, you could hang out in groups of whatever or less, so anyway, well, good for you.
I mean, hopefully good for everybody. I mean, hopefully, yeah. Because it's all about everybody. I believe that. I'm not just saying that. It's not just a social work. Yeah.
Well, I'm like Carol. I already had COVID, so I'm hoping I'm naturally immune. We'll see. But yeah, build that herd immunity. All right, let's see who else we got going. Oh my gosh, we have so many people today. Jake and Alex Yardley, how are you guys doing?
Oh, doing well. Just wonderful. Been doing stuff. Joe, also, I think you should hire your housekeeper for everything.
Do my
she
taxes?
Does. Have her be therapist, accountant, and housekeeper. One rate. Yeah, just one rate. Just have her
the
do
same rate. Honestly, I mean, it ends up getting pretty expensive. But yeah. So you guys are still living together? You guys are still together all the time? How's that working out?
Whenever we see you, we're together. Yeah, still doing the roommate thing. Doing kind of like Dan. We've been doing a lot of gaming since COVID. Doing the streaming,
on like a poor man's PS5. They called it PS4.
Yeah.
So it's just.
Ooh.
What is that?
I know. Blow off. To start it up and.
A lot of video games. We even, as far as comedy goes, because we're in LA, we haven't been messaging Carol as much as we should have.
Apparently, we've been doing online like streaming, so like Twitch. So we'll play video games, kind of like a podcast atmosphere. Talk to people on chat, and then they give us suggestions on the games, and then we play the games together, and it's kind of like a cooperative experience that we do. Zoom comedy shows too. Yeah. Those have been fun. But and I got into chess.
Yeah.
I got into chess.
The Queen's Gambit, was that what turned you on? Watch the Queen's Gambit?
Yeah. Oh man. Well, I was into it, and then Queen's Gambit came out, and I was like, I got to do drugs apparently, and then play chess. I didn't realize.
Tranquilizers all over the house, just scattered across the house.
Yeah.
Wow. And I tried to book you guys a couple times, and you kept saying like something came up. You kept getting jobs. What were those? That's like your regular job, or you're getting what kind of jobs were you guys getting?
Regular jobs. Work for a startup company. It's like peer-to-peer car sharing. They're pretty sweet. Yeah, they've been awesome. And then I have.
You guys work together too?
No. So I have a job at a restaurant, but it started up, then it stopped, then it started up, then it stopped. So it's been that kind of year, as Brian will tell in his interview, I'm sure.
Yeah. Oh, well, I'm glad you guys finally made it back. Usually I'm like a 3 strikes you're out kind of person, but you guys are so cute and charming. We had to try again. So.
Well, thank you.
Aw. All right. And Brian, speaking of, you're a breakfast bartender, not a barista.
Yeah.
A bartender.
Yeah,
Brunch bars.
I am a bartender. Yeah.
In the mornings for those that wake up early and get drunk.
Yeah, or folks that work at night and then they end their day in the morning. I actually have a good contingent of like nurses that are my customers. Yeah, they'll finish their all night shift and then they'll get loaded at like 9 a.m.
Wow,
they do.
That's one way to unwind.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, it was like the one honorable thing I really felt like I was doing during COVID was helping get nurses drunk.
Well, it's hard to
You know.
sleep in the daytime, so maybe they need
Yeah.
that like relaxation.
Oh yeah, and I mean, they got so much pressure. At least I could help them unwind a little bit, even though it's not exactly the same old stuff. But it gave them a little something.
Well, I read that people that do customer service that have to be nice on their jobs end up drinking more afterward because it's
they
like
do.
you have to keep up that facade of being nice and sweet, and that's not really your real personality. And when you go home, you're like, oh God, give me a drink. Sick of being nice to people. So
they
nurses
really
have
love
to
to
be
let
really
their hair
nice.
down. They're great, and they love to drink. They love their tequila, reposado.
We're learning things. Rachel's just nodding her head. She's not learning anything. She's like, I knew all this. I'm a social worker. I knew all about this.
Like one of my best friends was an overnight ER nurse in Philly for years, and she would talk about going to the Whole Foods bar with their nurse friends and getting hammered at like 7 a.m. when they're let out. Yeah.
Wow.
And I get it because you deal with that shit all night.
And what a great clientele to have. They're amazing. I love serving nurses, and I'm happy to serve them.
Aw. So then you get your job done in the morning, and then you have time to do your comedy shows at night, right? Brian, what have you been doing with your nights? Let's find out what goes on at night with Brian.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Sounds frozen. Am I the frozen one?
Froze for a minute.
Me?
I think it's
Brian
great.
froze.
Frozen.
Uh-oh. Okay. I asked Brian how does he keep his nights busy?
Oh yeah, well I still do my podcast, My Favorite Friendship, where me and my best buddy learn about different famous friendships in history, and try to learn how to be better friends and learn how to be better at making friends.
Neat. Well, are there any recent episodes that you could tell us, like the pairings, the friends that you talked about?
Oh man. One of my favorites is Jon Favreau and Roy Choi. Roy Choi is the chef, and Jon Favreau, the actor and film director. And they became just best buds because Jon Favreau started eating his food and was like, hey man, why don't you come visit me on Iron Man? And while they were hanging out, cooking together on Iron Man, they came up with that chef show together. And
Oh, that's a great movie.
it's such a great movie, and now they have
Totally
a
great
TV
movie.
show on Netflix where they teach you how to cook.
Oh, wow. Nice.
You know who's my favorite friendship is Martha Stewart and Snoop Dogg.
We did that one. I love them.
You did? Yeah, they're such an odd couple, but you could tell they really love each other. It's really cute.
Their brains work the same though. Like both of them are very detail-oriented people, and even though they're like completely different otherwise, like it just works.
Yeah, that's a cute friendship. Aw, well, awesome. So it's called My Favorite Friend. Is that what it's called?
Friendship, yeah.
My Favorite Friendship. And where can people
kind of like
find
My
that?
Favorite Murder, but you can find it wherever you get your podcasts. iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher. We're on all of them.
Cool, great. Well, that sounds like a cool concept.
Yeah.
All right, we've got one more comic, Bear Badeaux.
What's up? Hopefully you can hear me.
Yes.
I'm in someone else's bathroom.
Where are you? Are you in LA?
I just walked into the first house and walked into the bathroom. So as long as they don't have to pee during the show, I should be good.
I mean, you look like you should be like in Tennessee or something right now with that handlebar mustache and the mullet, but you're still in LA, right?
Yeah, I'm still in LA. I'm mullet kinging it out.
I like it. It's really, what's that?
How long
Billy
it
Ray
is. It's
Cyrus
pretty
in the 90s kind of look.
Yes, I've got a very Billy Gay Cyrus thing going on.
So what have you been up to? What have you been doing comedy wise?
I've been doing shows, not as many as I want, but I think it's mainly because I want to be safe as well.
Yeah.
But
I
I
saw
did
you at a
just get
show
my
one
first
time.
vaccine, so hey.
You got it already?
Yeah, I did like 2 days ago. I feel funny still from it. I'm not lying. Like, I feel so weird from it.
Like what kind of weird?
Like, I just feel a little like lightweight to my body, like a little bit of floatiness, and like a constant migraine and pain in my neck. But that's it. Like, I haven't had a fever. People told me that their arms, like they couldn't move their arms. Like my arm barely hurt at all. It's so weird.
Huh. Well, just like COVID, everybody gets it different, you know? Like my case of COVID, I mean, it's scary because you don't know how bad it's going to get. But in my case, I didn't even get a sore throat. I didn't get a cough. I just had a runny nose. And then I lost my sense of smell. And my eyes kind of hurt when I turned them. And, you know, just being a little tired. But it was no worse than a cold. It wasn't, I wouldn't even have thought it was a flu. If I didn't know about COVID, I would have just thought I have a mild cold. And then other people in my family who caught it from the same people, so it was definitely the exact same strain. One of them had such bad headaches, she couldn't get up for 3 days. Another one was just coughing for weeks. My mother-in-law ended up hospitalized and on oxygen for 2 weeks and came home with an oxygen tank. And another one was throwing up. My sister-in-law was throwing up. I mean, so the same exact strain hits everybody totally different. So it's kind of weird.
That's a weird thing. It's like God's playing Russian roulette with us. You know?
You can't tell if you have it because it's like basically any sickness symptom fits, you know, but
it's really true. It's very weird. But hey, we're getting past it. That's the good thing. People are getting vaccinated finally. Makes me feel a lot safer and excited, you know?
Yeah, the vaccination rates are climbing really fast, especially among the 65 and older. And
it's also led to like a lot of really cool stuff. Like we're doing this Zoom show now and stuff that like we probably wouldn't have done if, you know, I feel like I met a lot of cool people. Like there's someone from Philly in here. Like that's cool. Like, you know, we wouldn't normally have that at a normal LA show. I just think that's awesome. And
I mean, this is beyond the Jetsons. Like, remember the Jetsons had that screen where you could talk to the person, but they never even thought of talking to like 5, 10, 20 people at once. So we're beyond what's even been imagined for the future, 2020.
You know, we're way ahead of them, without a doubt. I mean, the only thing we don't have is our robot dog is not as effective.
Yeah. No, it's more for fun. And we don't have flying cars. No flying cars, but maybe that's next. So
that would be awful. We would all be doomed. Can you imagine me in a flying car?
Yeah, it's an airplane, isn't it?
I would be the guy who's flying cars duct taped together.
Oh boy. Well, I'm glad you made it out to our virtual bar, and soon you'll be fully vaccinated. We can see you out in the real bars. I saw you at the Lexington one day, and that's a real bar, but it's outdoors.
Great outdoor show. I did Carol's show. She wasn't there though. She was too busy for me.
I had the COVID.
She did. I know. She was busy with the COVID.
Well, that's good. She's not supposed to be out there sharing microphones when she has COVID.
I'm very glad that you were not there in that case, to be honest with you. But it's been good. I did the Federal Bar. I'm doing the Federal Bar again. But I'm traveling at some point in the end of March. So I don't have my travel dates yet. So I haven't locked in any dates.
Well, cool. Well, I'm glad to have you back. You're always a fun time. And we had fun times out at Universal. No, not Universal Bar and Grill. The other one, Liquid Zoo.
Liquid Zoo?
Oh, Liquid Zoo.
Wow.
Yeah. I remember you were there a few times, so that was fun.
Yeah.
Actually, a year ago on March 15th, I was at Liquid Zoo right before the lockdown. The night before the lockdown at midnight, they were going to close all the bars and restaurants.
Whoa.
They're at Liquid Zoo.
Wow.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's been exactly 1 year since everything, started shutting.
It's really weird.
Yeah,
it is
a year.
You should look at your past lineup from last year this time. It's
I hate it.
Sad to look at.
The timeline right now is so bad. It's so bad on Facebook.
Yeah. All right. Well, That's it. Who's gonna go first? Who's going up first, you guys? Anybody volunteer?
Because it's late for us.
All right, let's get Helaine up.
We'll set the ladies off first and go into the boys.
Helaine and then Rachel, right? You guys are on the East Coast, and then we'll go from there. And the Yardleys are going to go last. So, Mista See, you have any announcements? Anything interesting? I like your look.
Interesting is look out for August. I do have a 30-minute special coming out called Come to Jesus Meeting. It's going to be on Wale.rocks. I'm also going to have a TV show on that same channel, which is a 24-hour running channel to compete with Comedy Central, which is going to be called The Jesus Show, similar to what you saw in South Park. I'm going to have people call me and ask me anything. I'm a little crazy. So that'll be an hour show on Saturdays at 6. Past that, video game wise, I just finally finished The Last of Us Part 2. Outstanding game, for Christ's sake. These games are so good now, Wild Joe. I stopped playing it for 2 months because I was worried I had to kill my favorite character. I just put it back in today because I talked to somebody. He's like, "No, you got more to play." I was like, "Really?" I was like, "Okay." But I was scared. I was like, I can't kill her, dog. I can't do it. I was like, you know the relationship we built over part 1 till now? You're talking like 27 hours of play. Like that's a lot of fucking. That is a lot of fucking.
It's a fucking game? What kind of?
You know what? I invented, I'm not a game developer, but I invented like the concept of like Legend of Zelda kind of, but it's like for sex. Like you get your sword.
I just saw that on Pornhub last night.
And then you learn different skills and you have to like beat the different levels by doing like certain tricks on different girls or whatever. And like a sex quest game. That's what I want to say.
A lot of broken hearts.
Right?
I think it actually could teach people, like what flirting techniques are good. Or there'll be like dangers, like you go to the girl's house and there's like a pair of work boots sitting on the porch or something. Like you caught an STD, you got beat up by the husband, you lose your life points or whatever, I don't know. I think it could be educational as well as fun. So anyway, if anybody wants to develop it, I'm all in.
Sex quest. It's the quest all teenagers are already on.
Yeah, they're already doing it. Now they can do it from home because actually
they can do it from home. I'm pretty sure.
No, because that's what kids are doing anyway. He said that the partying, the sex, the drugs, teen pregnancy, and all of that stuff peaked in like 1991. And it's just now people are just home on their, even pre-pandemic. And now, of course, even more so. But, that's what they're doing. They're just fucking their computers. And this could make it easier for them. I'll get a little device. They can stick their dick in. And it's like a controller. You put it that way, it goes that way. You put it that way, it goes that way, and make the girl move. And I don't know. Anyway, it's all up here. I just need like $1 billion or whatever it costs to make a game.
Nice. So round of applause for Sex Quest coming out on PlayStation 7.
Sex Quest.
I'm talking about Ready Player One. You know what I'm saying? Now I hate to break it to you, Joe. They got some real nice sex games already, but we'll leave it at that.
Well, but you know what? Here's the thing.
I go to church. I
don't know.
The blood of Jesus.
They probably just do the straight sex part without the quest, though. The quest is the good part. You're not even going to get to sex till you get to some high levels.
Yeah, same here.
You build in the rejection and build in the difficulty of the challenge.
Oh, so you want to make it real.
You gotta pay for it. You gotta pay at that point, right?
And you're like trying to like practice your pickup lines. You might maybe get to like just copping a little feel on the first level. You're not just getting in there doing it and it's over. It's not like watching porn. Yeah, there's levels. There's levels.
It's not like a free player at that point, right? Like you have to.
Well, maybe after you beat the whole game, you could just go ahead and just go back and revisit your favorites. But you got to get through. Each level has like the monster or whatever you have to slay. And it's like, okay, on this one, the trick is you got to go left 10 times and you got to do a swirl. They're each gonna have their.
This sounds like so much effort. So much effort.
Really,
this has to be like the hottest princess ever.
But that's how it is. That's how it is.
He doesn't understand video games at all.
Mario
when
did
there's a
less.
dragon, you gotta,
Mario
like,
did
know
less
the
than
trick.
that.
Like one dragon, it's here, another dragon, it's there. You got to know the secret trick, and sometimes you have to look it up and ask your friends, like, how do you kill this dragon? Oh, the trick is, you know what I mean?
What
It's
if
the
you just
same
had to
thing.
be your authentic self to the boss monster at the end, and that's how you got the titties. Whatever.
You get to live forever and die alone. Yay.
Anyway.
Active listening.
We should absolutely create this.
We'll
It'll
call
be
it
fun.
Human Souls.
Yes.
Sell it.
Yeah. All right.
Instead of jail, you would get a restraining order.
Totally.
We're gonna be rich.
Oh,
We're gonna be so rich.
I mean, really. You know, and like, you know, those games where you get like more stuff as you go along, like you become more muscular, or you get like more gear, you know, it could be like that, like you do this and that and your dick grows, or, you know, I don't know. You get super
I'm adding
sperm.
3 inches.
Then you would just start tripping over it, though. I would think after a while. That can't be good.
No, big dicks are never good.
Tripping over your dick.
Idea. All right, you guys. Okay, enough of my genius video game idea. Let's get into the show.
Right. Right. All right. So good. So once again, another round of applause for the game coming out in a couple years. Sex Quest. And it's time for the Dial Bar Comedy Show. I'm Mista See, the Enforcer, aka Poppy Carlo the Big Boy, aka Black Jesus, aka Methuselah, aka that nigga that's outside the back of your house when your money is short. You get what I'm saying? We about to throw it down on the Dial Bar Show. We're gonna start it off with 2 ladies. We got a bunch of ding dings coming in behind them, but we just gonna slap you in the face with those later. Right now, we're gonna hit you with the little ding ding that you hide in the front. Like Joe said, find the dragon. It's very small and in the front. Anyway, so you guys ready for this next comedian? Come to the stage for the Badeaux. She's back. East like a beast. Can I get a yeah?
Yeah.
Right. So this lady right here is old school and cool than a motherfucking fool. Since her first time on the show, so we gotta warm it up because she's back east, and we gotta get her before she falls asleep like she's Carol. You know how that shit goes. You up, Carol? You up?
Yep,
Right,
I'm up.
I'm just checking. So we're gonna get it down. We're gonna get a clap for the lady from Sadie, the beast from the east, Helaine Witt.
Thank you. I'm seeing myself very big here, so I'm gonna make a gallery view. Hi. I have to say that the Sex Quest game is amazing. This is an amazing night. First, we hear about the governor of Houston is going to be at Dan's show. Next thing you know, there's Sex Quest games going on. I'm telling you, we got a varied night here going on from one end of the life to the other. Anyway, I'll tell you a little about myself. I was a school teacher in New York City. I'm retired now, and I taught in the toughest school in all of New York. I mean, these kids didn't just chew their pencils. They swallowed the erasers and filed it down with vodka, 2nd grade. They were tough. And when we were young, we used to carve our sweetheart's name in the desk. These kids carved their sweetheart's name in their sweetheart. The principal was in an ivory tower. He said, no matter what happens in the classroom, make it into a teachable moment. So this kid's strangling this other kid to death. And he says, he strangled me terrible. I said, stop, teachable moment. He didn't strangle you terrible. You're using your adverbs incorrectly. He strangled you terribly. And, you know, I love the interviews at the beginning of this show, and it reminds me of since the Zoom and all that, I got interviewed on the radio and they couldn't hear me. And the first question was 2 guys, Dan and Dick, I think their names were from New Jersey. You might know them, Rachel. So the first question was, as a brown comic, how do you feel competing against the older people like Mindy Kaling from The Office? I said, I think you have the wrong notes. I am not a young brown comic. I'm an old Jewish white person. So they said, okay, next question. How do you feel with a father who probably was never in the house, growing up? Did you crave attention? Is that how you became a comic? I said, are you kidding me? My father was a Brooklyn lawyer. He walked in the house at 6:02 every night. We had a 5-course dinner. I think you have the notes wrong. Well, this was the last straw, the last question. Now that you've been severed from your Siamese twin, have you changed your comedy? So I don't know about these interview shows. I think this one's much better. But I'm getting older, and I love getting older. Most people dread it, I suppose, but I just love it because at Wendy's, do they have Wendy's in California? Well, at my Wendy's, I get my coffee for half price, if that's not worth getting older. And, you know, I do all these Zoom shows and I stare at myself and I see I have pound signs here and I have exclamation points here. I have parentheses here. I'll just lay down. You can send a text message on me. I just try to find the humor. Like I have, Rachel, there's something you're going to look forward to. It's called a rainbow on your legs, the varicose veins.
Got them already. Sorry.
Well, I go on a roadmap to adventure. I mean, this road takes you to the Sterling Forest, which you girls who do the Brazilian don't know about. But I've been in this house for 12 months, and the only person who's been in here to see my Sterling Forest or my Brazilian, whatever the hell that is the plumber, because I had to get my pipes cleaned out twice. I had the flood in the toilet. But I see you all have a bar in the background. Some houses have beautiful diplomas and bookshelves. You know where my diploma's hanging? In the bathroom. You know why? Because I'm a 60s hippie, up with the pigs and all that. So with my diploma's in the bathroom. The good news is, if I run out of toilet paper, I'll break that window in emergency, the picture frame, and I'll get that parchment paper. But it does do havoc on the hemorrhoids. Yeah, I went to Hebrew school on Zoom in the morning. I went to meditation in California in the afternoon. So the rabbi is saying, let your nachama bring you a naya, whatever that means. Let your nachama bring you a naya. So then the meditation lady says, let your chakra bring you karma. So what happens? They both gave pop quizzes last Monday. My chakra got into my nachama, my anaya got into my karma. I failed both tests. But in closing, I just want to say that I watch a lot of TV for 11 months, and there's a commercial in New York on TV. It says, just because you're a victim doesn't mean you have to suffer. Yes, sir. Yes, it does. That's what a victim does, suffer. Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Put a round of applause for Helaine Witt.
Thank you.
That's right. Make sure you check her out back on the Beast East. She got jokes that have been on Johnny Carson and all kind of stuff. So keep it going on down. And thank you for doing our show. That was good stuff.
You
guys like Helaine? Can I get a yeah?
Oh, yeah.
All right. So we're going to jump into our next comedian so we can keep it moving real quick. Now, next comedian is also back East causing trouble, just like the one that just came before herself. Now, this lady, she got like a cool ass name. Because she got like nicknames. She got the kind of name like when she comes stumbling out the bar in a pair of nice heels with ice on the ground, they're like, yo, Fogs, what you doing? Where you going? She's like, fuck off. It's romantic. Man, I'm sure it's exactly what she says. So this comedian right here is a super talented and super great. Once again, did you guys enjoy the last comedian? Give another round of applause, everybody, for Helaine.
Hell yeah.
Hey.
That's right. So this next comedian comes to the stage. We're gonna lay it on down. All right, we gotta hype it up because she from the crib, right? And we got something in the crib called the Broad Street Bullies, right? And they got this thing in Philly that's related to our sports and the Sixers. And it's called Faux, Faux, Faux. So I'm gonna need you guys all together, like you're saying 4-4-4, but you guys say it like you ghetto. 4-4-4 on 1, 2, 3. Can I get a 4-4-4? 1, 2, 3. 4-4-4. All right. So let me get a clock for the ladies, sweeter than God. But it's fun, Rachel Fogletto.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I love, Mista See, I love your intros for me because I never get intros like that in Philadelphia, but that's on me. Like that's because of my personality. Helaine, my degree is actually over this bar. You can't see it, but that's where it belongs because that's what it has qualified me to do is drink. More than I did before. I don't know why I don't have a 5-star Uber rating because you know that the driver can rate you as a customer and apparently I have like a 4.89. I'm like, what did I do? I don't understand. But apparently like I've just been giving away like 5 stars like left and right. Because all you have to do for me is like get me from point A to point B. Don't turn me into a skin suit, like 5 stars. Your only job is my Uber driver. But I actually had a very thoughtful Uber driver like a couple weeks ago. He was listening to rap music, and when I got into the car, he changed it to Adele. Then he changed it again to Phil Collins, which means that I give off a vibe that says too white for Adele. I don't know what to do with that except for maybe apologize. It is getting better in pandemic. I hated in the beginning, like especially looking back on all these things, like people kept saying it's gonna get worse before it gets better. And I feel like that's such a trite thing to say. That's like saying it's gonna get warmer before it gets colder. Or I'm gonna come before I'm able to cry. Like, it's obvious. We don't need to say that. I have been having trouble sleeping in pandemic, and I told my roommate the other day, I need to get to bed earlier, and he said, yeah, because the other night I woke up at like 3 a.m. because I had to pee, and I heard you in your room practicing Duolingo, and I was like, I was watching 90 Day Fiance. And I just get really excited when I understand the Spanish phrases and I yell them back at the screen. I don't think that's useful. Don't think it would help me in any regular conversation. Okay, 90 Day Fiance material. One thing I did do for myself, I got a weighted blanket to help with anxiety, which seems like not like the opposite of what you should do for anxiety, right? Like because I'm claustrophobic. And the first week I had it, I was paranoid I was going to suffocate under this thing. Like I actually Googled, is it safe to get drunk and pass out with my weighted blanket? And apparently it's fine. Here's the thing. I used to be the kind of person that, it shows I've come a long way because I used to be the kind of person that would like get blackout drunk and wake up with a stranger I met on the internet. And, if I could go to bed with that kind of weight, like I could survive. Thank you. I'm glad I got a couple, one person maybe. It's fine. I have a cat and I have a cat. And have you ever noticed that the people who say who are the most like cats are men who say they hate cats? Mm-hmm. Like they're kind of aloof, but they want attention when it's convenient for them. Like they're kind of like really cuddly. You wake up and they're staring at you. Like it's like a love-hate, like back and forth. And here's the thing, whether you're a cat or a dog person, because everybody's one or the other, if you have a pet, I think we all do this. I talk to my cat in a dumb baby voice. Does anybody else do that? Yeah. Mm-hmm. My cat is like geriatric age for cats, and I still talk to her in this like silly baby voice, and I always ask her the same question. I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I never ask how she's doing, like what kind of person does that make me? It's like we're two narcissists sharing space. I'm mad at anti-maskers, but it's for the pettiest reason, and that is that I just want to be able to plain old bitch about wearing a mask like a normal person, Like, I hate it. Nobody likes wear. I just want to, it's like, you're like, oh, I hate this fucking mask. Like, people side-eye you, and I'm like, no, it's not a political statement. I don't think anybody likes wearing it, But it's like a whole, like, what about my right to complain about a minor inconvenience like a goddamn American, Like, that is what was taken away from me during this. Okay, cool. I I'm not one of these people. I think it's great that there's a vaccine, and some people are like, well, why hasn't there been other vaccines or faster cures for this? I am a little perturbed that we haven't figured out serial killers. Hear me out. Like, I love that there's ADHD medication because I have it and I'm selfish. But like, I can take pills to make me not impulsive, interrupt, basic annoying person. But men have been mysteriously disassembling bitches for centuries. And we're just like, we don't have enough research on the topic. I don't know. Like, we don't find that a thing to, I guess the Netflix documentary isn't as sexy, you know, like it would just be someone like me staring at a computer, like, how many tabs will she leave open? Yeah, one of my favorite parts of the pandemic has been the varying levels of shaming. And now that we have the vaccine, I think we're at the final shamings, which is like, I don't know what it's like in LA, but like in Philly, it's like if you are in the, if like you smoke or you are overweight, you can be in you can get the vaccine faster. And some people feel like upset about that because you're in a high risk category that like you decided to be in. You know, like some people feel like people are getting rewarded for bad behavior. It's very shamey, very judgy, and like rewarded for bad behavior. It's like, no, like sending like 20 text messages with no response until the person is bored enough to fuck you again. That's getting rewarded for bad behavior, okay? Like, you know, like staging a coup and not going to jail, that's getting rewarded for bad behavior. But, this helps everyone. I'm gonna leave you with this. I'm trying to acknowledge successes in the pandemic. You know what? I thought I'd come out of it way cuntier. So, my name is Rachel Fogletto. Check in on your dickhead friends. Thank you for having me. The show was so fun.
There it is. That's right. Round of applause for Rachel Fogletto.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Now, that's some good comedy right there. Sidebar Comedy Show. Educational and brilliant as always. All right. Guys, I'm really drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Sidebar.
informed. I was just like, whoa, hold up, God, shit. All right, man. See, that's some Philly shit right there. And see, she's one of my hometown girls. I was just at the crib and whatnot. Now it's interesting because number one, everybody smokes and is fat back home, so the entire city is in line to get the shit right off jump and whatnot. Now I got a Puerto Rican homeboy. I don't know if you got friends like this, Rachel. He's been bragging. He's like, fool. He's like, I ain't worn a mask since COVID started. Fuck COVID, yo. I got diabetes. They check me all the time. I ain't got this shit yet, yo. And that's the little pieces. I see people. He's probably the ultimate spreader. But, you got friends like that too?
I have all kinds of friends.
Yeah, that's that Philadelphia charm right there, by the way. Take a cough to your nostrils. I ain't got it. I'm good. So once again, guys, another round of applause for Rachel Fogletto. All right. And that's the section of our inner and outer lip team. Next, we're going to have the guys that seek the inside of those lips. Now let's get on to it. So the next guy coming to the stage is looking real smooth and cool. He actually looks like he's going to either sell us insurance or give us an inspirational speech on what's going on today, or he might be a real estate guy. I can't tell. Now, I like his name because there's actually like this older Mexican guy here that's like a billionaire and from LA, and they got the same name. And this guy's an asshole. And you know what his favorite thing is? Shut up, you cunts. So on 1, 2, 3, I'm gonna need a shut up, you cunts from all you guys. So can I get a 1, 2, 3? Shut up, you cunts. Right. This man is as cool as smooth, but if his comedy is as bad as his name, it's about to be fire. Clap for Dan, my man, and
Whoa, what's up? Finger guns, everybody. It's funny. It's funny that you mentioned the other Dan Pena. We're actually friends on Facebook, and yeah, he friended me, and he was like, "Are we related?" And I was like, "I hope so. Please die and give me your money." But It's yeah, that one's just for me. It's good to be here, really, honestly. It's good to be having a reason to put on clothes other than my post-apocalypse COVID clothes, which is really just me in my underwear and occasionally wearing a blanket like a cape because YOLO, you know.
Nice.
I've been watching a lot of TV, a lot of Netflix. I just recently saw the Aaron Hernandez documentary, and it was nuts because everyone's like, oh my gosh, Aaron's such a good guy. I never saw this coming. Really? Not at the part when they're like, he's in a gang, or at the part where they're like, he shot someone. You just didn't see that coming. Man. Yeah, I guess you have to see it. My girlfriend loves all these murder shows, you know, like the ones where it's like, oh, so and so got murdered. How did it happen? She loves them. She always makes me watch them with her, and I don't complain because I don't want to be on them, you know. My girlfriend's always like reminding me. She's seen so many of these shows. She's always reminding me how to like commit the perfect murder, and I'm always reminding her that I love her very much and I will never leave her. Yeah, like they all kind of sound and they're all pretty much the same. It's always like, oh, Sherry was like the nicest woman ever. How could anyone do this? But like, I just want to watch that one episode where someone's a little bit more truthful, where they're like, Sherry was a dick. You know? maybe I feel bad for the parents, you know? And it's almost always like oh, Todd, you know, he had the whole world ahead of him. He had his whole life ahead of him. And they say that even with like the really, really old ones. So it'll be like some dude's like murdered, you know, and he's like lived through World War II or something like that. Dude's 108 years old. He had the whole world ahead of him. Like, really? Maybe this killer was just accelerating nature's course a little bit, you know? I'm not hating on old people. Maybe it's coming across that way. It's crazy. It's crazy how like the killer it's always like heinous, you know, like they're always like torture and rape their victims. Always something like really heinous. But like, I don't know, I find that boring. Maybe if you're gonna kill someone, be a little creative with it. Maybe just like show up at the victim's house with a gun and be like, hey, guess who's gonna be washing my car today? Nope. Okay, moving on. You can't win them all. But I'm still gonna stick with this whole killer thing because that's my entire bit. Just power through it. I feel like I would be a good killer because I try to think outside the box. I wouldn't do this like I'm gonna stab you or shoot you shit. That's dumb. I would probably put people in a fucking circus cannon and then launch them off of a building because first of all, they're like, how did he die? He was launched by a circus cannon. I'm sorry. You know, that would be the explanation when people show up at your door to tell you that your cousin died or something, launched out of circus cannon. Plus, how cool would that be? For like the 30 seconds before you die, you're like, I'm free. Splat, done. And I feel like people would want to get murdered by me at that point, you know? Like people would line up like a fucking COVID vaccine line, you know what I'm saying? Like that's how long the queue would be. Maybe just me. Maybe I'm the only one that dies via circus cannon. Let's go to something topical. The Zodiac Killer had one of the messages decoded after like 50 something years. The Zodiac Killer's message was decoded. It was something like, I'm not afraid of the electric chair. Sounds a little spooky, but honestly, if I were the Zodiac Killer, which I'm not, but if I was, you know, I think it would be cool to like make the message like, you'll never find my secret fortune. Because then Because then the police are like, holy shit, now we have to find a killer and possibly dig for buried treasure. That's fucking cool. Yeah. Make them work for those paychecks. Make them work. I feel like the victims always scream, you know, like I mean, like I get it, like what else are you gonna do? You know, but like I feel like, not that I'm badass or anything in that aspect, but I feel like I would not scream. As soon as like someone came at me, I'd be like, whoa, bro, you know we're on the same team, right? I also hate people, right? like come on, it's the enemy of your enemy is your ally, right? I learned that from Alien versus Predator. That was an okay movie. I'm gonna follow my sword. You guys have been great.
That's right. You mentioned one of my favorite movies, man. That Alien series and the Predator series. Great fucking movies and whatnot.
So you're the guy,
right?
You're the one guy.
Right. Oh my god. And all those movies, because you know, back in the day, because you know I'm old, I'm 45, right? So I used to see the old Alien movie. It was from like 79 or something like that. I'm like, man, this is good.
You're old.
Yeah, well, I mean, in perspective of how my knees and my back feel, you know, and the fact that I'm dead on the inside because I don't have children yet.
Yeah, you're digging your hole deeper.
Because you're not like kids. You've like reproduced.
I do not.
Reproduced yet.
Huh? No, I have not. I've never.
Oh, I thought you like popped out a couple of them joint ski bops.
I got my niece. That's all I got.
She took over somebody else's kid, her sister's
Good. You dodged the bullet and whatnot. I don't like kids anyway. You look at what Wild Joe's on.
I have two extra kids, Mista See, if you want that child experience.
Yeah, it's okay. That's okay. It's already driven you to make some kind of sex video game. I don't want no parts. Kids make you do. Turn you into a goddamn pervert.
No, that was before I had kids. And now I don't.
Oh, you were a pervert before that.
I'm done. I'm retired from sex. I beat the game. I think I beat the game 10 years ago.
Yeah, right.
Nice.
Outstanding. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I pause everybody to tell me came to stage Mr. Dan Pena. All righty. So we're gonna keep it going back to back with one of my other classic favorites because we all dick for the rest of this show. Now, this next gentleman is a cool dude. I love his name because he got the BB, like the BDBs. When Martin said you got the naps back here, your BDBs, these little curls back here, your BDBs. And this man's name is just the same. And I love his whole swag because he's like, I ain't really took a good look at him, but I think his mustache is connected to his mullet. This shit is amazing. So you gotta be ready for this. So you guys ready to see something free and right? Can I get a
Yeah?
Clap for the BDB, Mr. Badeaux.
Damn, you're good, Mista See. Yeah, man. Thank you guys for having me. This has been a very interesting, fun day. I look like everyone in Dan's set that he talked about. Like I'm every killer in every one of the shows that your girlfriend watches. I have been looking for a job, and I did recently apply for a job at Glassdoor, guys. Yeah, to be a weed delivery driver.
Hey.
Yeah, they hit me up pretty quick, dude. And they were like, you are unqualified. Yeah, apparently I don't even have the skills to deliver someone's fucking weed. I mean, my name is Bear and I have a mullet. Who is more qualified than me? Show me this truck stop weed dealing motherfucker. I mean, it's frustrating, you know? Honestly, it really was because I needed this job and I did everything that they asked me to do. You know, I answered all their questions. You know, do you have a driver's license? Yeah. You have a car? Yeah. Do you have past experience in a similar field? Ha! Yeah. I've been driving this shit around before Glassdoor even was invented. Seriously, dude. I mean, if you think about it this way, I am like the epitome of what Glassdoor should frickin' be. Because they clearly didn't look at my references. You know? Like I told her, see the resume, see reference, crazy eyes. I mean, and here's the other thing about it that's so frustrating, right? I have a college degree. Yeah, guys. A college degree. And I can't freaking deliver weed. Do you guys have any idea how hard that was for me to Photoshop? I did so much Google research. Fuck you guys, Glassdoor. I been dealing with this frustration, so I've been trying to reminisce on good times. March Madness is around the corner. Anybody a big basketball fan?
Yeah.
We are like someone, right? I miss actually playing basketball at the gym. Like actually at a gym. Because when you're a short white guy with no skills, playing basketball at a gym is like a game within a game. You know? Because you're playing basketball. That's one game. But you're also playing who gets the big black guy. You know, I mean, it's true, right? You walk into a gym and there's like 9 little white dudes all sitting there trying to throw baskets at the hoop like the Rain Man, just fucking, I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. And then walks in a 7-foot tall black dude, looks like a freaking NBA star, right? He joins one of the teams and then crushes everyone. And the problem is, movies like freaking Space Jam made untalented, short, non-skilled people believe if they just add one black athlete to the team, they could win a game. It's bullshit. Space Jam's not real, guys. It's not. You go to the gym, that's not the way it would work. If Michael Jordan had to do that in real life, when 4 other extremely tall, talented, black or monster-looking dudes walked into the gym, he would have been like, yeah, I'm on their team. Seriously, what happens whenever you're playing basketball, right? Those dudes walk into the gym and he does that thing where he just goes, he looks around the gym, finds the shortest, skinniest, nerd-looking dude and goes, he'll take my place. I just, come on. The dude wasn't even playing. He wasn't even dressed. He's wearing flip-flops and khakis. But no, now he's playing and we're getting crushed like we're getting our ass kicked by the Harlem Globetrotters. You want to see a bunch of white dudes act like a chess game? See that moment right after that team whoops your ass and then one of them leaves and goes, we need one. Immediately just start moving closer to the group. It's like nerd glasses to P5. Skinny cracker to P4. It's ridiculous, man. I do miss it though. Like that's the weird thing. Is like it's something that used to frustrate me, and now I truly miss these absurd moments, you know? Like I miss making fun of vegans to their face. You know? Have you ever had somebody try to turn you vegan, but they look like the skin is falling off their bones? Like someone who only shops at Whole Foods, but has never eaten a whole food. They just live off of beets and rice. It's frustrating. I've got a buddy, and I hate this. He calls his body a vessel. Yeah, you have to watch what you put into your body because your body is a vessel. Like, bullshit, dude. You're a struggling artist in Venice named Tristan. I would never believe your body's a vessel. I might believe it if you told me your body was a canvas and your paintbrush was heroin. It's annoying. You think your body's a vessel? You can't just throw that word around, by the way. That's a Viking word, man. Body's not a vessel just because you raid your parents' pantry. And by the way, never name your son Tristan. If you name your kid Tristan, he is bound to both work and shop at PacSun. All right, I'm Bear Badeaux. Thank you for the time. I appreciate it, guys. So fun as always. Nothing to say.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. I like it. Now, the sad thing is, I actually do know a guy who's an actor in LA. He's kind of a loser, and his name is Tristan.
Oh no!
Yeah, probably 100% true. If his name is Tristan,
and he talks all that vessel
downhill.
shit and all. He's like super holistic and everything. Cause it's like, dude, you're damn near homeless. Like, you smell funny, bro. You smell funny.
Oh, God, dude, you can smell through a Zoom.
I'm telling you. But that's what I'm talking about. Some real shit. And that's what the Da Bar Comedy Show is about. Reality. This man's jokes landed on what is in my heart and soul. And that's poor people who do a lot of drugs. And that's what it's about. I don't pause from here. I know. We got two more comedians, two more ding-a-langs coming to the stage, gonna slap you across the cheek like your mama is a freak when she made you that night that she didn't want to speak. So let's get it on down. It's the Da Bar Comedy Show. So we got two more ready. Who's the next one? I want to make sure I gotta check the name just to get it right. Oh, yeah. Oh, this guy. He's one of another family classic. This show is popular. We got so many family classics. And we got another one on here. This guy, his last name is, of course, related to things that sound like speakers, but he is also a morning bartender. And as a party animal, I'm up at 6 a.m. and I would love to come by your bar, bro.
All right.
I do. It's like fucking therapy. I need that shit. And we actually do another show that's not to be named, where there's actually this nurse chick that's from Philly. And she actually was an all-night nurse, and they would get up and they would go drink and wild out in the morning. They would
That's how they party.
Yeah, it's the best job. Do you make a lot of money doing it in the morning too?
I do just fine. I do all right.
Have you ever knocked down any of the nurses?
I have not. I am married, so no.
Oh, okay. All right. Somebody's trying to give it. Okay, yeah. Okay, sure. I got you. I got you. Broco. That's right. Yeah, of course he never had sex with any of those nurses. Why would you do that? Who likes sex with a nurse? You know what I mean? So you guys ready for this comedian comes to the stage every other year?
Yeah.
That's right. So everybody like to drink. If you got a drink in your hand, take a sip for me, please.
Woo!
That's right. Let me get a clap for Brian, the bartender. Whoa!
Hey. All right. Thank you guys for having me. I'm so excited for tomorrow. We're getting our stimulus deposits. I bank with Chase because I'm always chasing that money. I'm so excited. Now, when I get my stimulus, a big part of adulthood is buying products to hide your trashy self. People with air fryers, for example. We see you. Air fried wings taste like auto-tuned sounds. You know, I can't accept my trashy self, so I keep my shame in the oven. It's called a pizza stone, and I never use it. My shame takes up half the oven and reminds me of my stupidity every time I bake. For those of you that don't know, pizza stones make your frozen pizza taste like crispy compromise. It's like when a CGI character looks a little too lifelike and it's unsettling. You should love yourself, throw out your shame, and buy the real thing. I'm trying to love myself, but I've known me for too long. I got married during COVID, and that's been great. I had a bit of an advantage during COVID since my wife's love language is quality time. We spend a lot of time watching shows together. Like streaming services have become our friends. They know us better than our friends do. It's like a real friendship. Anybody have HBO Max?
I got a password.
Man,
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't like it. HBO Max doesn't respect me. They try to fool me when I'm scrolling. The new Tom and Jerry movie came out, and I'm not interested. It doesn't have a score. It's not, it's not Tom and Jerry. So I scroll past just added to For You, because HBO Max predicts what I would like so that I don't have to watch Tom and Jerry. But there it was, Tom and Jerry movie. It hurts me that my TV doesn't understand me anymore. I shook it off because I'm an adult. I scrolled on to find Tom and Jerry in popular movies, trending comedy, classics reimagined, and Last Chance. How can movies simultaneously be in Just Added and Last Chance? HBO Max thinks I'm some kind of sucker that will watch some Tom and Jerry movie merely just because it's the easiest movie to click on. Did I break? Of course. But it's that kind of guilt that makes it feel like a real friendship. I can show off my taste in other ways. I bought some more art to hang in my apartment. I love paintings. But I feel like over the last 30 years, artists have failed to capture the soul of the working man. Like, what paintings would our parents like? They're the only people with money right now. Like, give them a painting with no traffic, great parking, an even lawn. I mean, why not a series of sleeping dogs? A baby with silly glasses, a sunrise over a gas station with the best prices. If you don't give the people what they want, they're gonna move on and watch Tom and Jerry. From the Midwest right now, and they've been getting pummeled with snow this year. And I watched the news, and I saw this reporter ask a man on the street what he was doing out in this deadly blizzard, and the man said, "Oh, this is nothing. We're new here. My wife, she just wanted some corn dogs." And then he turned to the camera and said, "Life is pain, so I might as well put my corn dogs in the air fryer." These good-natured, folksy people are darker than you expect. Like, during winter, a good chunk of the population comes down with seasonal affective disorder. Sad. It's a Midwest thing. Trent Reznor, Marilyn Manson, both from the Midwest. It's a dark place. I mean, it's even darker right now because of the global warming. I'm hoping we fix the environment soon. We really got to get rid of the gas-powered cars. Like, when we were kids, everyone expected we'd have flying cars. I guess we got airplanes right now. but right now, it's mostly just dudes in Dodge Challengers. I think electric cars would really catch on if they made an all-electric truckosaurus. I think they need to put an electric monster truck rally in the Green New Deal. We got to get the torque guys on board. Torque. We should have AOC and Bernie Sanders riding out an electric truckosaurus into Washington, D.C., using the Tesla coil to destroy old truckosaurus. And that's how you win hearts and minds. The news has been overwhelming for me to process this year. So whenever I watch the news, I take a powerful edible and watch Anderson Cooper. His show is called AC 360. For those of you wondering what that means, it means the entire screen is covered with news. If you want the time, it's in the lower right. The weather, it's there too. If you're too stoned to know what's going on, they put a 5-word version of whatever is being discussed right over Anderson Cooper's nipples. If you're ever lost watching the news, look for the nipples. The nipple section is boring. They got moving words below them to keep you occupied. I recommend you take just enough so that Anderson's monologues feel like a guitar solo. R.I.P. Eddie Van Halen. I love you. Thank you guys. I'm Brian. Good to be back in the dive bar.
Yeah, Brian.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And once again, the Dive Bar Comedy Show is always connecting reality with comedy. He mentioned Cooper and whatnot. Now, did you know Mr. Cooper is actually the son of Miss, I think it's Gloria Vanderbilt. He's one of the Vanderbilts.
Yeah.
Vanderbilt College.
Vanderbilt.
Yeah, he's actually one of the Illuminati type guys. That's from the like.
Man, you think you'd get a better job?
I think he might be.
What a shit job to have to work 5 days a week if you're a part of the Illuminati. I'd probably, come in maybe one or two if we was.
But think about his job. His job is to tell people what to think.
It sounds exhausting.
It is. Now I am running for president, so I also want to be a Vanderbilt one day. So maybe I got to bang Anderson Cooper. I don't know. I don't know what I got to do. I'll do whatever it takes because I want to save the people. But that's our next comedian. We got one more set of comedians coming to say it's going to tear it down. Another round of applause for Brian Wohl. All right. So we're going to jump right into our next comedians. And once again, this is a PA State Stimulate show tonight. We had the sweet young lady earlier tonight that did it. Then we got my baby girl that's only about a couple hours away. She ain't in PA, but she in New York, and that's only an hour and a half, so close enough because California is big, so same difference. And these gentlemen are also from the crib, so you better lay it down and get it right. So you guys ready for the closest of the show? Can I get a yeah?
Yeah.
All right. So we gotta get some. I need us to bond. I need you guys to feel like Pennsylvania motherfuckers right here. So what I need you guys to do is say, yo, you motherfuckers is a dickhead. So on 1, 2, 3, I need you to say, you motherfuckers on a dickhead. 1, 2, 3. You motherfuckers
is on a dickhead.
You goddamn right. Let me get a flashback. The twins that come from within. Jake and Alex Yardley.
Twins that come from within. You sound like my mom. Wow. Thank you. Wow. My goodness. This is too much energy to end the show, but it's probably best for Carol. Here we go. Wake up, Carol. Here we are. I'm saying that. Don't worry, it's almost over. No. One of my favorite Philly stories, this is, Bear, you'll love this, is when weed got decriminalized in Philly. Some dude took the train into Philly. As soon as he got into the city, he smokes a blunt and goes, "It's decriminalized." The cop immediately writes him a ticket, goes, "Yeah, but it's still a fine. Here you go." I still haven't paid it. Brian, you have such chivalrous eyes. Your eyes look like they hold the door open for a woman and then just serve her bottomless mimosas. That is. Which you have to with the masks. It's all in the eyes. Yeah. It's all in the eyes now. Yeah. I can tell. I've been
my dog, sorry.
With COVID. It's terrible. Because I'm in all the dating apps now, and it's just like I'm not dating people. I just have a bunch of pen pals now. Dearest Elizabeth, I hope to see you in a fortnight. Or as I'm getting now. I did get a girlfriend in COVID. We found love in a hopeless place. We did.
Hey, yeah.
And it's got me thinking about Brian, you were talking about art. I have a painting. Actually, I can see it right now. I have a painting hanging up. Oh. And it's like this abstract thing, and it's brown and silver and gold. And my ex-girlfriend, she got it for me and then gave it to me as like a no hard feelings. And I didn't know what to do with it. I was like, do I hang this? Do I throw it away? I don't know what to do. And then kind of like Helaine, our pipes, they burst, right? And so our toilet broke. So this plumber comes into the house. He walks by the painting. He walks upstairs, cleans the shitter, right? He cleans our toilet. And he walks back down. He just looks at the painting after he had just been cleaning shit. And it's just like brown and gold and silver painting. He looks at it And then he looks at me, and then he looks at it, and he goes, "What is this?" And I was like, "Oh, it's abstract." And he goes, "Looks like shit." I'm gonna take that painting down.
And that guy knows his shit too.
Yeah, he knows shit.
Our dad's actually a carpenter.
Yeah.
And our dad's a carpenter, and his best friend when we were growing up was a plumber. They used to have drinks, beers at 5.
Joe Lucas.
Joe Lucas, probably shouldn't use his real name.
Sorry.
But if you need a plumber in Philly, look up Joe Lucas.
Rachel? Okay.
All
Sorry.
right.
Go ahead.
He was a plumber. Great dude. Great dude. He comes in every day at 5. He'd get a beer. All the guys, my dad, all his workers, greatest dude I knew. And like growing up, he would throw the Christmas party for all the guys,
Ranger.
Everyone in the friend group. They're going to Lucas's. Big deal. They're going for the Christmas party. I remember I was in school. This kid and I were at career day. He goes, "You know what? We're gonna make it." I go, "Yeah, we are, man. You're gonna be a plumber, dude." He goes, "Did you just fucking call me a plumber?" Terrible job. But like in my head, I was like, this is the biggest compliment I could give him.
Is you could have this prestigious job. You could be a plumber.
You could be a plumber. And then I just thought, oh, you know what? Christmas party. He's probably Jewish. That's probably why he didn't like the compliment. That's probably it. It's the only way.
We had so that was our dad, and then on the other side, so he's like a carpenter, kind of blue collar guy. On the other side, we had our a British stepfather. Like he's really, really proper, and British accent, business guy, and he was so nice that you couldn't tell. He would never tell you he hated anything. You couldn't tell what he liked and didn't like. He was so proper,
but he did have a tell.
Yeah, we figured it out. He would always go. He'd always say, "Oh, really?" Whenever you said shit, and then we realized because we were Philly kids, we had
just shit assholes. We're assholes.
We were asshole kind of pricks, and we would say, we're going to Wawa to get this John and get some water or something, and so it sounded bad, and we found out that he thinks you're as dumb as the pause between "oh" and "really" is. The longer the pause, the dumber you are. So he'd be yo, we're gonna go to Wawa and
we're gonna go smoke a blunt in Philly.
And he goes, "Oh, really?" And we're like, "Oh, that's some dumb shit." You probably shouldn't do it.
That was a full minute.
All right. Well, let's go get a beer with a plumber.
He's a cool guy. He reminds me a lot of James Bond. Very suave, very, very cool. And we actually watched it because of that. He loves James Bond movies, and we watched one. And I was watching, and James Bond doesn't hold up anymore. To me, he was this cool dude, and he had the coolest shit. He had a wristwatch, and he was he would talk to people. I was like, I have an iPhone and AirPods. Are you kidding me? I was like, James Bond looks broke. He looks broke.
James, what are you doing, James?
Oh my God. It pauses music when I take it out. Are you kidding me?
It's called a Tesla, James. We all have one.
Smartphones are just crazy. Our uncle, our British uncle, he's a bird watcher, avid bird watcher.
Loves bird watching.
Absolutely loves it. And he took us when we were younger, and he had the binoculars, he had the book, he had the glasses. He looks like you think he looks. And he takes us, and we heard a bird go by, and we were with this whole bird watching group. He was so excited, and he was like, "Oh my God.
Tweet, 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 tweet.
A golden finch, incredible, incredible golden finch." And he was so excited. But then there was this kid behind him that took out his phone and Shazammed the sound of the bird. Shazammed it. iPhones are killing the bird watching community, guys.
This man was devastated.
That is the true pandemic that's happening right now.
He immediately was like, "Everything I've learned is useless now." Ice that does it all.
This is
Oh my God.
the Jetsons are real. Terrible.
So I know, I think, Brian, you had a dog. Was it a dog come on?
I do have a dog.
What kind of dog do you have, if you don't mind me asking?
He's a mix. He's a terrier schnauzer rescue. You know,
Yeah,
so
I
like,
know it.
whatever.
Yeah, so we have a running theory is the uglier the dog, the nicer the person. And it sounds like you've got a real lot on your hands.
Because you're a kind guy. Kind guy.
If you had a purebred husky, you're an influencer in LA. You're
And
terrible.
you're a douchebag. You're a douchebag.
You're really bad.
Why is that husky in a
LA?
California climate? It
What do
should
we-
be in the snow. It should be in the snow.
A lot of people tell us Alex and I have golden retriever energy. So if you're getting that, that's what that is.
I do apologize. Please give me a pet and a treat. I'll be happy.
We're excited to be here. Since quarantine, 7 days is basically like a week is a day, basically, which is the same conversion to dog years. So I get it.
Yeah.
I do get it. And also now when the Amazon delivery comes, I'm like, what are you doing? Don't you come near me.
Get off my lawn.
I get it.
We got 1 minute. We'll wrap it up here. I'm trying to find my peace, right? I'm trying to find my clarity, right? So I've downloaded a meditation app, and it's only made me angrier because in the middle of the meditation app, they bring you through breathing exercises, and that's helpful. But in the middle, it's just dead quiet. And I realized in that moment of silence, I wasn't at peace. I was just realizing I was paying for literally nothing. I was silent. And I was like, fuck these guys. God. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for diving on. Thank you for having us back.
Go Birds, baby.
Go Birds and Sixers.
All right, no, I'm possibly Jake and Alex Yardley. Look at that, all kind of educational stuff. Family-based comedy. And that's what the Dive Bar Comedy Show is all about. I heard them talk about uncles, their crazy cousins, their disrespectful British uncle. Oh, really? Oh God, I would fight him on the spot. Don't you oh really me, uncle? How dare you? So that's all about comedians for the evening. Round of applause for all the comedians to get to the stage.
Hey.
All right. So we're gonna do one more quick thing. I'm feeling pretty American. I got my dashiki on tonight, so I'm feeling American. So I gotta practice my national anthem because I'm drunk, and that's the best. And whatnot. And then I'm gonna run over the comedian's name, and then Miss Wild Joe's gonna tell us where we need to go. So let's see how this national anthem is gonna work out. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof to the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free. Pow, pow, pow. Of the brave. this that shaky gang. All right, so I'm talking about Top Bar Comedy Show. Great round of applause once again for all our comedians that came to the stage and tore it up. Keep that thing going. Round of applause for Helaine Witt, Rachel, aka Fogs the Goddess, Fogletto. Then we got Dan the Man, billionaire, playing Cousin Pena. We also have my man Bear, the baddest mustache, the mullet Badeaux. Yeah. We got my man Brian, the morning banger, bartender Wohl. And last but not least,
Carol's back.
From back in the east, Jake and Alex Yardley. Tell us where we go.
All right. This was such a fun show, and all of you guys are so funny. Thank you, Mista See. Thank you, Carol, for helping put this on. We're still adjusting to the time change, so thanks for staying awake this time, Carol. Thought we were gonna lose you for a second. I was like, yeah. But yeah, we're live at 9 p.m. Pacific time every Tuesday night on the Dive Bar Comedy Facebook page. And then you can check out the replay wherever you listen to podcasts. If you just search Dive Bar Comedy, or you can go to divebarcomedy.com. So there's lots of ways to watch. And now we're doing the Clubhouse audio only, just BSing and talking and joking around at 8:30 Pacific on Mondays. So if you guys are on Clubhouse, it's at Wild Joe Comedy on Clubhouse. Or if you need to join Clubhouse, reach out to one of us and write. We're all over Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You know, we're comics. We're out there. We're advertising ourselves. So just find us. So yeah, thanks to all you guys for watching. Tune in every week. I appreciate it. It was super fun. And I can't wait to have you guys all on our show again, you comics, because everybody was great tonight.
So
See you
great.
next week.
Yeah. Peace out, everybody. Thanks for doing the show.
See you next Sunday.
So fun, guys.
Everybody.
Thanks for hosting us again.